Right, floor is yours.
All right, Shalom, brothers and sisters. Today's lesson or topic is God creates good and evil. And we're going to just go into how God creates good and bad. I want to start off in Isaiah 45 and 7. And we could just go with Brother Ronald first, and then Brother Caleb, and then Brother Sirach. We could go in that order. Isaiah chapter 45 and 7.
45 and 7.
Yes, sir.
I'm letting everybody get there. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace, create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Right. So we have to understand that the Most High, He creates light, He creates darkness. The Most High, He creates peace, and He creates evil. A lot of people get it confused when, talking about this devil. They think that the devil's is in opposition with the Most High God, and that he's against God. But what we see in these scriptures is that the devil actually has to follow orders from the Most High. The Most High actually created the devil, right? The Most High created good and He created evil. So let's go to Second Chronicles 18 and 18, and we're gonna get some more precepts on this good and bad.
Second Chronicles 18 and 18. Again, he said, therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting upon his throne, and all the host of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left.
So what we see here is we see the host of heaven on the left hand side, on the left hand side, and on the right hand side. So we got the right hand side is referred to, the righteous side. So we know that Yahweh Shai sits on the right hand side of the throne, and then we have the left hand side, which is I say the bad side. These spirits that the Most High sends to mess people up, to afflict people, and to mess with people. So we have spirits that are good and bad, left hand side and right hand side. I wanted to get some precepts on the left hand and the right hand side. We're gonna go to James 3 and 13. Or no, let's go to Matthew 25 and 31, brother.
Okay.
Because even these spirits that are bad, and we're gonna get some precepts later about these spirits that afflict us. The Most High sends these spirits on us, and we might jump into Job today, and we all know the story of Job and how the Most High gave permission to the devil to tempt Job. So we see there's good spirits and bad spirits, but these bad spirits are actually doing the work of the Most High as well. Go ahead, brother.
Matthew 25 and 31.
Yes, sir.
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
I'll keep going. We're gonna go into 46.
Okay. And 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left.
You can stop right there real quick. So we see that the Most High is gonna divide. Just like how he can divide the sheep from the goats, right? He has a left hand side and a right hand side, and because there has to be good and there has to be evil. So he's gonna come and divide. Keep reading, brother.
34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall all the righteous answer. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw the sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Right. So we see that the people on or the nations, right? The people that are on the right hand side, they're considered to get the kingdom. They're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. They're considered righteous, right? They're doing all these good works for the Most High. They're loving one another. They're loving their neighbor, their brother. They're waking people up. They're giving alms. They're clothing people. They're doing all these good works, and they're considered to be on the right hand side. So just like how we were reading on there's left hand, there's spirits on the left hand of the Most High, and there's spirits on the right hand of Yahushua, right? So we see the right hand is considered righteous, right? And these people are going to see the kingdom if you doing what you're supposed to do. Now we're going to jump and read about this left hand side. Go ahead, brother.
Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. Bless you.
Bless you.
I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, in prison, and ye visit me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous unto eternal life.
Right. All praises. And while it says up here in verse 41, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. So that's what the left hand people are on. And the devil's on the left hand side, right? But do we want to be on the left hand side, or do we want to be on the right hand side? Do we want Yahushai, or Yahweh, I should say, to put us on that left hand side when he comes back, or do we want to be with the sheep on the right hand side? So we got to understand that there's a left hand and a right hand side, right? There's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on the right hand side, and then you got wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on this left hand side, right? You got wisdom on the right hand side, which is this word, and then you got the wisdom on the left hand side, which is wisdom of this world. And we have to make sure we're spending most of our time on the right hand side and in the spirit. But let's go to James 3:13. And brother, you can jump in on this one, bro. James chapter 3:13.
Is this me?
Yes, sir. James chapter 3:13. We're gonna go through 18.
Okay, sorry. James 3:13 through 18. Who is a wise man and indeed with knowledge amongst you? Let him show out of good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish.
Right. So we see that we have wisdom that's considered, devilish, earthly wisdom. Right. This would be on the left hand side. Wisdom on the left hand side. Keep reading, brother.
Where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work.
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.
Right. So this is the wisdom that's from up above, right? From the right hand side. So this is the wisdom that, we want. This is the wisdom that we want to show our kids, that we want people to know us from. We don't want to be, this earthly wisdom, this devilish wisdom, envying, and where strife lays. We want to be gentle, right? Good fruits, peaceable, mercy. But this is just another precept on, balance, good and evil. There has to be both. There can't be too much of, God has to create a balance. And I think that's going to be the next precept that we're going to slide into right now. Proverbs 11:1.
Proverbs 11 or Proverbs 1:11?
Proverbs 11:1.
Okay. Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Right. So see, the Most High is not creating anything that's out of balance. And a lot of people say, you hear all these fairy tales like, oh, the devil got kicked out of heaven because he didn't listen to God, or he wanted to be like God, or he was jealous of God, and so God kicked him out of heaven, right? You hear all these things like, well, if God was real, then how come a lot of people are dying? If God was alive, and if God was real, then how come a lot of people are, getting raped and robbed, murdered, killed? Like, well, what God would allow that to happen to us? But they're not understanding that there's a balance, good and evil. There has to be. And everything comes from the Most High. That's what they're not understanding. Stress, anxiety, right? The Most High will put you through certain afflictions and it's to bury you, or it's for the for the better. But we have to understand that good and evil comes from the Most High. Let's go back to we're gonna finish reading Second Chronicles chapter 18, and we're gonna finish reading 19 through 25.
This is Second Chronicles 18. Okay, Second Chronicles 18.
It'll start at 19.
Mhm. And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after that manner. And there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord, and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith?
Hold on, brother. Can you start it all over? My computer broke out. Salakia, sorry about that. Computer broke out. Can you start from the top? I didn't hear anything you said, brother.
19. And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And and one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after that manner. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord, and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith?
Right. So the Most High is, talking to his servants, right? His spirits, and he's asking them, which one of you guys are going to go down here and entice Ahab, right? Again, all these things that happen that come among us, these evil spirits, it's ultimately coming from the Most High God. And the Most High is asking the spirit, how are you gonna entice him? Go ahead, keep reading, bro.
Mm-hmm. And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so.
Right. So this spirit said, I'm gonna be a lying spirit to Ahab. Right. So that's how we know lying is a spirit. That's how we know envying is a spirit. Jealousy is the spirit. Right. So we have a lying spirit that's gonna go down here and entice him. And the Lord said, you're going to prevail, right? Go out and do even so. So the Most High is, giving that spirit permission, right? Or ordering that spirit to go down and mess around with Ahab, to put him through some affliction. And we gotta understand that everything that we're going through is ultimately coming from the Most High, and we shouldn't be stressing about it. We should be examining ourselves and asking ourselves why the Most High is putting me through this situation, right? So, let's see here. I was going to go through 25. Oh, keep going through 22.
Mm-hmm. Now, therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil against thee.
Right. So ultimately, it's the Lord that is, right? The Lord has spoken evil against thee. Right? We know that the lying spirit went down and did the work, but the Lord is the one who ultimately is in charge of this whole ball game, this whole thing. So let's go to Judges chapter 9 and 22.
I'm sorry, where again in Judges?
Judges chapter 9 and verse 22 and 23.
Okay, this is Judges 9, 22, 23. When uh when A- Abimelech
Yep.
had reigned
Abimelech.
3 years over Israel, then God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Shebechem. And the men of Shebechem dealt treacherously with Abimelech.
Right. So we see that, right? Read verse 23 again.
Mhm. Then God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men
Right.
of.
So right there it says, then God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Shechem. But it's God that is sending these evil spirits, right? The devil and these evil spirits are not just out here doing their own thing whenever they please and whenever they want to. They have to have order. Everything is a balance. They have to have order. So we see here that the Most High is sending evil spirits to this man, right? So we see that he sent a lying spirit to Ahab. We're seeing that he's sending some evil spirits to, Abimelech, right? Um, let's keep going. I wasn't gonna bring it out, but why not? Let's go to Job 1 and 6. We all know the story of Job. Let's go ahead and get his story real quick.
This is Job 1 and 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
Right, and how come and Satan has to come and present himself as well, right? Go ahead and keep reading, brother.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down it.
Right, so that's how we know, right? Right, the devil's or Satan, I should say, Satan is down in earth, going to and fro and walking up and down in it, right? So where do we get this fairy tale that he's underneath the ground, in with lava in hell underneath the ground with a pitchfork, and he's red and with horns and he has a tail that's sharp at the end or whatever. It don't say none of that in here. Right? The devil's on earth deceiving people. That's what he's doing. Go ahead and keep reading, brother.
Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil?
Keep going.
And Satan answered, the Lord and said, Doeth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
Right. So the only reason why Job is obeying the Most High is because the Most High is giving him what he wants. He's giving him land, right? Kids, cattle, sheep, donkeys. Job is really wealthy, and the devil's saying, "Well, that's the reason why he's obeying you, because you blessed his hands." All right, keep going, brother.
But put forth thy hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Right. Well, take everything away from him that you gave him, and let's see if he still obeys you. Keep going.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power.
All right, so
One,
right there. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off, but right there, he already gave Satan power over Job's, you know, riches, wealthiness, his land, his family, his kids. Right, the Most High said right there, "Behold, all that he hath is in thy power." Right, so right there, the Most High gave Satan permission, basically, right there. Keep going.
onely upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord.
Right. So, you know, he's telling the devil, you know, you got power to mess with everything else, but you know, don't touch him. Make sure nothing happens to Job. Right. And the devil has to listen to that. The devil or Satan can't just go down here and kill Job. Right. He has to obey what the Most High is saying. So right now, he gave him power to go do a certain thing, right? But the Most High is saying, but don't touch him, don't lay a hand on him, don't hurt him, right? And the Most High gives that order, and it has to go. Keep going.
And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and only I am escaped alone to tell thee.
Keep going.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is fallen from heaven, and hath burnt up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and only I am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away. Yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and only I am escaped alone to tell thee.
Go one more verse.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell you.
Right. So the Most High put Job through it. He's testing Job, right? Because he said he's gonna, the ones he loves, he's gonna rebuke, right? He's gonna try you like gold is tried in the fire, in the furnace. So we're gonna be tried in these last days, especially in this truth. We're going to be tempted. We're going to be tried. I know I was tried this week, right? A lot of spirits were, you know, around, and a lot of people were saying some nasty things to me out at the store. I was telling Brother Caleb about it. And, you know, I had to remember that I had to remember to keep my composure. I had to look down at my fringes and remember, you know, the enemy wants me to punch this guy. The enemy wants me to, you know, act a fool so I could go to jail and be away from my family and my kids. That's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants to see you down and out, right? So we see Job, right, righteous man, perfect, and the Most High is testing him, right? What is he gonna do once I take all of this, right? But his kids, right? His kids, he took his kids from him, right? That's a big thing. When we're reading it don't sound that, you know, that bad, but you know, just imagine losing one of your kids. Are you still gonna obey the Most High? Are you still gonna be in this truth? Are you still gonna keep the Sabbath day? Right? Only time will tell. That's why we have to pray and fast and make sure when problems arise, we take them cheerfully. I know I got one of my cars right now is breaking down. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I have to stay in the faith. I have to keep moving forward. I have to keep my head up. I have to keep going, because if I fall and slip and I don't get back up, I might not make it to the kingdom. This is all a big test. But let's go to and if Brother Sirach wants to jump in, let's go to Sirach 16 and 26.
All right, the book of Ecclesiasticus 16 and verse 26. The works of the Lord are done in judgment from the beginning, and from the time he made them, he disposed the parts thereof.
And we're gonna go to 28.
You would give me the little ones, no problem. He garnished his works forever, and in his hand are the chief of them unto all generations. They neither labor nor are weary, nor cease from their works. None of them hindereth another, and they shall never disobey his word.
Right. So right there, verse 28, none of them hindereth another, and they shall never disobey his word. So these spirits, right, on the left hand and on the right hand side, right, the angels, or the host of heaven, Satan himself, they will never disobey his word. They will never disobey the Most High. So all that the devil didn't want to listen to God, so he got kicked out of heaven and all that stuff, that don't make no sense. It's not in the Bible, because these spirits are always going to obey the Most High and his word. They will never disobey him. Mm-hmm. So whatever he said has to go. If he wants you to go through some pain and affliction, that spirit's going to make sure that happens. Right, and I like how it says that none of them will hindereth another too. So let's go to Luke 13. Let's go to Luke 13 and 10.
Luke 13 verse 10. He was teaching in one of their synagogues on the Sabbath day.
I'm sorry. Let's go to keep going.
And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and was bowed together, and could in no wise lift up herself.
Right. So we see that again. This is another spirit, right? This is a spirit of infirmity, right? So this is a crippling spirit. So this woman's crippled. She's been crippled for 18 years, and she can't lift up herself, right? She's crippled. But this is, what did it say? It says this is a spirit of infirmity. So that's how we know crippledness is a spirit. So we already read about a lying spirit. We're reading about a crippled spirit, right? Yeah, let's keep going.
And when Jesus saw her, he called her to him and said unto her, Woman, thou art loosed from thine infirmities. And he laid hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified the Most High.
Right. And We'll stop right there. Let's do. I took my other one off, but we'll go ahead and read it again. We'll go ahead and read it. Let's do. Let's go to. I want to give one more example on these spirits here. Let's do Luke 4:38.
Right, Luke 4:38. And he arose out of the synagogue and entered into Simon's house. And Simon's wife, mother, was taken with great fever. And they besought him for her. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her. And immediately she rose and ministered unto him. Now, when the sun was setting, all they that had any sick and divers disease brought them unto him, and he laid hands on every one of them and healed them. And the devils also came out of many, crying out, saying, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the Most High. And he, rebuking them, suffered them not to speak, for they knew that he was the Christ.
Right. So we see another where we see some devils that are also in some people. Right. We got a fever, right? Sicknesses, divers diseases, right? And 41 says, and devils also came out of many as well. So we have to understand that all these sicknesses that are on us, they're spirits. And the Most High, Yahweh Shai, he's over here laying hands on people, healing people, rebuking these devils out of us, right? And he actually, well, I'm gonna bring that precept out later, but he gives us power to tread on these demons, these scorpions, right? These serpents. Let's go to Matthew 17 and 14, and Brother Ronald, you could take over, brother.
Matthew 17 and 14. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour.
Right. So Jesus rebuked who?
The devil.
The devil. So that little boy, he was a lunatic, right? That's the devil in that boy. That's a demon in that boy. That's a spirit on that boy, right? And it says, I like how it said, we're gonna go back up to verse Okay. 17. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me, right? Because the disciples couldn't cure him. The disciples couldn't rebuke this devil out of this man. Let's keep on. Well, let's stop there. We're gonna hold that spot right there. We're gonna finish reading. Let's get Luke 10 and 19 real quick. But hold that spot real quick.
Okay.
Luke 10 and 19.
19. Behold, I gave unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall be and nothing shall be any mean hurt you.
Right. So the Most High gave us power to tread on serpents and scorpions, the power, over our enemy. So when these spirits do afflict us, we do have the power to, rebuke these spirits off of us. But like it said over here in Matthew 17, if you don't have faith, right, or if you don't believe enough, then these spirits ain't gonna go nowhere. Let's go back to since we're here, I want to get the bottom part too. Can you read verse 20?
Yes. Matthew.
Luke 10 and 20.
Okay. Notwithstanding in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
Right. So just because we have the power to tread on, these demons and these spirits, let's not rejoice over that, right? Let's not, rejoice over, we have power over our enemies, but let's be happy and thankful that, the Most High has given us a chance that we're in this truth, that our names are written in this book. So basically, let's be humble. Let's humble ourselves as well, and that's the most important thing to do when you're sick and you're in affliction. You're supposed to humble yourself. But let's go ahead and return back to Matthew 17. Let's keep reading. I think we're in verse.
I think we read.
Let me get there real quick. 17, and we read all the way into. Start at 19.
Okay. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart and said, why cannot we cast him out? And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
Right. So, we have to have faith, right? And what comes with faith, right? Works. Faith without works is dead. So we have to be reading this Bible. We have to be praying. We have to be, it's going to bring it out in the next verse, but, fasting. We have to be doing all these good works for the Most High, but we have to believe in Him as well. Because when these problems arise and these evil spirits are sent down to afflict us, we have the power. God gave us that power to, get those spirits off of us through praying and reading and, But if you don't have no faith and you don't believe that, then you're gonna be like, these disciples asking the Most High, why, how come we couldn't rebuke this devil out of this man, right? But this keep reading.
Verse 21. Howbeit this kind goeth not out by prayer and fasting.
Right. So only certain spirits won't leave you unless you're praying and fasting. Right. Even certain sicknesses, you could go to the medicine cabinet all day long, and it won't go away. But as soon as you fast, from sundown to sundown, fast and pray, right? Some of these spirits don't leave unless you do that. So yeah, God gave us power to take these devils out of us, but we have to, right, do what he said to do. Pray, fast, read the word, meditate day and night on it. Because if you're slothful in this truth, you don't really truly believe the truth. You're just in it because you think it's cool or whatever. These demons are not going to leave you, right? But we got to understand that the Most High creates good and evil, and the devil has no power over you. When you're going through hard times, you always got to remember, I have power over this spirit. In the name of Yahweh Shai, I have power over this spirit. Most High is putting me through a situation like he put Ahab, Job, Amalek, right? All those men, right? We see it throughout the whole Bible that the Most High is testing people, testing his children, testing the ones that he loves. And we have to just always remember that the devil has no place. The devil is not running nothing. It's always the Most High. But let's get 1 Corinthians. Or let's get 2 Timothy and 1 and 7. 2 Timothy 1 and 7.
2 Timothy 1 and 7.
Yes, sir.
For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Right. So the Most High didn't give us the spirit of fear. Right. He gave us a spirit of power, right? Confidence. We're not supposed to be afraid of these problems that arise, because it's a balance. You have your highs and you have your lows. And the Most High creates both of them. The Most High creates these evil spirits and these good spirits. And he will test you, but it's because he loves you. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. We're going to go ahead and lighten up everybody's night with some of these, these good scriptures here. Because it's a scary thing reading about these evil spirits, But, we're going to end the night on a good note as well. But 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Yes, sir.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
All praises. So the Most High will never put you through anything that you can't handle. And we have to remember that. So he may afflict you and put you through some things, but you can't give up. because there's always a way out of that. There's always a back door or an escape route away from that problem. You just have to open your eyes and open your ears and listen to the Most High, pray. Fasting is super important, but you know, he gives us all the tools, right? He gives us fringes, fasting, praying. He gives us Sabbath days. He gives us our feast days. The Most High gives us all the tools that we need to make sure that we have an escape route from anything, all these afflictions that come upon us. Kind of all the brothers and sisters in the church right now, right? We all go through something, but we have to remember that the Most High will never put us through anything that we can't handle, and we gotta just make sure we are meditating on these scriptures day and night when we're in trouble and when we need help. We got to remember these scriptures. We got to remember that the Most High is testing us. So let's get, this will be our last scripture. Let's do, where am I at here? Ephesians 6:11.
Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right. So, you know, we got to put on the whole armor of God so we could withstand this devil. Right. And we're going to keep reading and we're going to figure out what this armor is. Keep going, brother.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right. So we're at war. It's a spiritual warfare out here, and we're in the last days, and it's getting worse and worse. And the Most High is gonna he's tempting his children right now in these last days. It's a spiritual battle, and we have to make sure we have this armor. Keep going, brother.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with your truth. With truth. And having on the breastplate of righteousness. And your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God.
Right. So the word of God is what?
The helmet.
Word of the Spirit.
What was that, brother?
Sword.
Right. So we have a shield. We have a sword. Right. It's not a physical sword or a physical shield. Right. But this is spiritual armor that we're building up. And we're gonna go through verse 18. Did we pass 18?
No, we have not.
Okay. But yeah, this is, what was that, brother?
I was going to read it, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but this is a spiritual warfare out here, and we have to put on this spiritual armor. Keep going, brother.
And praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Right. So all praises. You know, God creates good and evil. Right. There's evil spirits and good spirits. But you know, when we fast, what are we doing? We're afflicting our flesh. We're not giving our flesh what it wants. And by doing that, we're actually building up spiritual armor. Right? This Bible is our sword. Right? We got our shield, because these spirits are out here, and if we're not, armored up, then these spirits are just gonna take over our lives, and the next thing you know, we're gonna be out this truth, doing wickedness, or just going off. But I just want to, well, let's get one more verse. Let's get one more verse since I got reminded of a verse just now. Let's just get let's get Luke 11:24 just real quick. And this is what happens when we don't have the armor of God. This is what happens when our spiritual armor is weak.
Luke chapter 11, verse 24.
Yes, sir.
When the unclean spirit is gone out of man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and finding none. He said, I will return into my house whence I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished.
Right. So right, you may fast for a night, and your spirit or your anxiety or stress or whatever you're going through may leave for a little time, but it's going to hang around. It's going to hang around right by you. Right. It's going to wait right there to see if you slip up again. And it's going to be right there to jump right back on you. But I like how it says it comes back and it finds you swept and clean. Right? That means you don't have no reading in. You're not praying. You're not fasting. You're not, you don't have no spiritual armor. Basically, you have no good in you. So it's going to come back and you're going to be swept and clean. And keep reading, brother.
Verse 25, right? And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. Then verse 26, then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Oh, wow.
Right. So now you gotta do what's
Uh-oh. Trying to see if he's gonna come back.
lust spirit, but now you got an envying spirit. Now you got a lying spirit on you. Now you got a jealousy spirit on you. Fighting spirit. Just an evil eye towards your brother spirit. You got all these spirits now, and now you're more messed up than what you was in the first place. But like I said, the devil has no power over us. At the end of the day, Satan has to listen to the Most High. All these spirits, good or bad, they have to listen to the Most High. The Most High sends these evil spirits down on us to afflict us. It's not just the devil going out here messing people's lives up and we have no power over him. And, because ultimately the Most High is going to win the war no matter what. The devil has no power, right? The Most High created the devil. And with that, shalom, all praises.
Praises.